everybody! Back on the bench. My muzzle loader arrived. Let's get it open. This is fresh from the gunsmith. I'll put you in speedy mode, cut this sucker open. Stand by. And there we go. The invoice doesn't say anything at all, really anything at all, just my name, my serial number, make and model, the date it was completed, and what I paid. Doesn't even say what he did. But what he did was, he took a 4570, brand new 4570 government barrel, and threaded the inside to accept this breech plug. That takes a 209 shot shell primer that's supposed to be head spaced to go on the gun and fire. Bang. Pretty neat. What I've got over here is some gun stocks. They are a little bit yellow-orange color, but that's what I got. And I've got a scope base, and we're going to put on it a nice little Leopold 1:4. Little VX2 1:4 with a standard duplex. I don't think this is a shotgun. Let's see. Let me look quick. No, it's a standard. I have a few of these in shotgun, and shotgun is a it actually would be more appropriate, but I wanted this reticle. This appears to be the screws for this, along with a bit. And this is a 0 MOA EGW H&R scope rail. Can't mount this up yet because I've got to put this on the Bridgeport, and I'm just going to plunge and swipe that out. So I'm going to go as deep as that type is and just remove that. Just take it right out. That's what I want to do. It's been laser engraved 45 caliber smokeless muzzle loader. Just need to get rid of that. There we go. 45 caliber. It's a factory barrel. It's been fired, test fired. Should be good to go. Oh, look, it's got the old style standard. I could switch that over to a modern one. This goes on there like that. Goes on there like that. This screw goes in. Nope, this is the wrong thread. This is the old style screw. So I got to switch it. This is the old thread, and this is the new thread. Let me see if I've got a bolt. I believe I do. I almost forgot I'm not allowed to show the assembly here because that would be dangerous for you guys. So basically what you need is a thin-walled 9/16 socket on a long extension, and that goes up inside the hollow butt to a bolt that bolts into the back of your receiver. And then you need a Phillips bit. This is one special for doing stock bolts, a little bit smaller diameter. And then you got the two screws in the butt here to attach your recoil pad on. And there you go. I also added a hammer extension for the scope. You got to be careful with these. Sometimes they cause problems. I do not know if I've changed the spring in this. I advise everyone with H&Rs, it feels pretty stout, to change out the mainspring to a heavy-duty Wolf mainspring, because these extra weight from these hammer spurs can cause misfires. And what I was doing here, I just got a little bit of my favorite cold blue, which is 4440, on one of these swabs that I keep telling you all about. And I'm just touching up the little bit of light bluing from the grinding. I had ground this all nice and round to clear on a previous gun. And that's it. And there we go. It's got a little bit of a short length of pull. These newer stocks, as my friend reminded me, they come through about 3/4 of an inch shorter. So they're longer than a youth, but shorter than the old rifle. But that's okay, because I really prefer a very short butt length of pull, because this is muzzleloader for us, and muzzleloader for us here means late season. So this is after the regular rifle. This runs the end of December. Runs to the end of December. So here we go. There's how it opens. There's how it closes. And I fit this myself in a previous video. And there we go. So you drop a 209 primer in there. Close it up. Bang. Load it from the muzzle, because it's a muzzle loader. And the only difference is it's modern steel, and I can use smokeless powder. So hopefully tomorrow we can machine that off. Don't know if I'll video it or not. Depends on the setup, depends on how it goes. It's going to be a little bit tricky because it's not square. So I've got to put it in the vise cocked. So there would be square. I got to put it in like that so that I can come in here with like a 1/4 inch flat bottom bit and just plunge it in and drag it across to take out that. So it'll just leave me a little slot there, and I'll cold blue that. So all we'll have in there is 45 SML, and then I can add the rail, and then I can put on the scope. And what we've got here is a rail for the new camera. And this has to be turned because it needs to open on the side, otherwise it's going to open in front of the camera. Used it today in a video. I've got to download those videos to the phone. Hopefully they are usable. Hope they're not 10 hours long video. I don't think that they're going to be that bad, so I have high expectations. I just don't know what the resolution is going to be. A little bit dirty. Wash straight off. All right, so that's it. There is my new smokeless muzzle loader, made on a 4570 barrel. I think it's 22 inches. Feels really good. Yep, I'm nice and high. I should line up with that scope good. There we go. All right. I'll come back when we can get everything else mounted. In a flash, I'll be back. Told you it'd be quick. All right, I got that machined off. I just ran a 1/4 inch bit right across it, took it right out and put some cold blue on it. You can see it, but it doesn't say 4570 anymore. So that's all I was after. So let's get this back on the frame. Keep you guys safe. Make sure you don't see anything so that everybody stays perfectly safe at home. And we'll put this fore end back on and tighten up this screw. And it's back to one piece. I also got the rail on there. This one overhangs quite a bit, so it gives you a lot of real estate. I don't need that much, but it's nice to have. And I got a little bit cramped for room here this morning because I got my case dryer. I was cleaning cases. So let's see what we got here. Okay, this is a Torx bit. Oops, what size Torx is this? 15? Yeah, it looks like a 15. Again, I don't want everybody to get hurt, so I'm going to take this off screen, but I'm going to take these two screws out of here and then slide this on the rail and then position it where it needs to be. Hopefully it slides right on. Sometimes you got to open these up a little bit with a screwdriver, and it seems like that's going to be the case here. This one here is a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit tight. So let me open this up with a screwdriver. There's a slot here. See that slot? It's on both sides. You just stick a regular screwdriver in there, right in that slot. You got to get one that fits. This one doesn't quite fit. And just give it a little bit of a turn, and it spreads that open. And you don't know how to do it much. It doesn't take a whole lot. You're just talking about a few thousandths. And usually it'll allow you to slide it right on without problem. Okay, I didn't move it enough. Let me give it a little bit more. You don't want to go too much. You don't want to create problems. You don't want to break anything. Okay, here we go. There's that one. There's that one. Okay, I got the front one, but the back one I didn't quite open enough. So let's open the back one just a little bit more. Still, I thought I had moved it enough, but I didn't. Okay, we'll slide this on. The front goes right on. Now the back goes right on. A little bit of persuasion. Let me get this one more time. Stand by. And of course, when you do this, you want to remember, every time you mount a scope, you want to leave your screws loose and push the rings forward, because when it recoils, the scope has to overcome static inertia where it's sitting still. So it's going to slide forward under recoil. So you want to push your rings forward against the recoil lugs and then tighten them down. And that's it. We are all set, all ready to go. This is ready for sight in. And that'll be next. 1 to 4. Leopold is going to be plenty of magnification for what this is. Most of my muzzle loaders, the other two of my muzzle loaders, let me go grab them here and show you. It's also an H&R, just like this, except this one is a sidekick. The sidekick is a shortened frame, so the distance of the frame here is different. This is much longer. This is much shorter. So if you measure here, the distance from that pin to this pin, so the center of the front pin to the center of this back pin, see the difference? It's about an inch difference. See it here? I'm in the center of that front hinge pin, and my fingernail's about on the center of that trigger pin. I line up on the trigger pin, and the front of the thing here is way forward of that forward hinge. They do that so that this does not need to be classified as a firearm. But it works exactly the same. Now, I don't have a breech plug in here. I don't leave breech plugs in my muzzle loaders because I find that the airflow through them helps immensely with corrosion. And if you look through this, of course you can't, but I'll look through for you. It's just as clean and bright as the day I put it away and cleaned it last year. But the reason I brought it out is because I usually run red dots. These are aim point red dots, and this is what I usually run on my muzzle loaders. So the fact that now I'll have a 1 to 4 is just going to be a slight step up if I feel I need that 4 power of resolution, of magnification. I thought about just using these stocks on this one, but I liked the idea when I saw these, and for the cost of them, I didn't have to ruin my muzzle loader in case I wanted to go back to it or needed to use it, loan it out, whatever. I could have it. So there we go. Let's close this video out. Next time we see it, we'll be out on the range and seeing how it works as a 45 caliber smokeless muzzleloader. There we go. God bless everybody. CW out.